The silence in the crowded cafe was deafening as my manager's voice cut through the morning chatter like a knife. "Are you out of your mind, Sarah? That kid hasn't paid full price once this month." His finger pointed accusingly at the small figure hunched in the corner booth. A girl barely 10 years old, wearing the same faded pink hoodie. 30 pairs of eyes turned toward us, watching as my face burned with humiliation. What they didn't know was that this moment would become the catalyst for the most incredible transformation of my life. My name is Sarah Chen. I'm 29, a single mother working double shifts at Sunrise Café while studying accounting online. For 3 weeks, she'd appeared like clockwork at 7:15 a.m. Always alone, always in that oversized pink hoodie, sliding into the same corner booth. Her order never varied. "Pancakes with syrup, please," whispered so quietly I had to lean across the table to hear her. When it came time to pay, she'd carefully count out crumpled bills and coins, always coming up exactly $3.47 short of the $8.95 total. So I did what felt right. I quietly covered the difference from my tips and added orange juice. "Growing kids need vitamins," I'd say with a gentle smile. She never responded verbally, but I caught the tiniest nod of gratitude before she'd eat every bite. Her eyes constantly scanning the door as if expecting trouble. Marcus, our assistant manager, had been watching me for days. A power-hungry man who treated his position like he was running a Fortune 500 company instead of a neighborhood cafe. "This stops now," Marcus announced loudly enough for every customer to hear. "You're not running a charity, Sarah. Either she pays full price or she doesn't eat here." The little girl's shoulders curved inward, her face flushing deep red as she stared at her untouched pancakes. "She's just a child," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. "I can't let her go to school hungry." Marcus stepped closer, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper. "Not our problem. Corporate policy is clear. No unauthorized discounts. Consider this your final warning." The little girl gathered her backpack with trembling hands, leaving her breakfast untouched as she hurried toward the door. Before I could reach her, she was gone, a flash of pink disappearing into the morning crowd. Marcus marched me to his cramped office. "Sign this warning notice," he demanded. "One more incident like this and you're terminated." The next morning, 7:15 a.m. came and went with no sign of the pink hoodie. At 8:30 a.m., everything changed. A sleek black sedan with tinted windows pulled up directly in front of Sunrise Café. 2 men in expensive suits emerged first, then the rear door opened, and a tall man in an impeccably tailored charcoal suit stepped out. The cafe fell silent. This man commanded attention without saying a word. Marcus practically sprinted from behind the counter, his entire demeanor transforming. "Good morning, sir. Welcome to Sunrise Café." The man's piercing blue eyes swept across the cafe, completely ignoring Marcus. "I'm looking for the person who's been helping my daughter." My heart stopped. "Your daughter?" Marcus stammered. "Lily," the man said simply. 10 years old. Pink hoodie. "She's been coming here for breakfast." His gaze found mine. "You're Sarah." I stepped forward, my legs feeling unsteady. "Yes, sir. I've been serving Lily." "My name is David Blackwood." Several customers gasped audibly. Even I recognized the name. Tech mogul, venture capitalist, one of the youngest billionaires in the country. Lily hasn't spoken to a stranger in over 2 years. Not since her mother died in a car accident. She developed severe social anxiety, selective mutism. David reached into his jacket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. "Yesterday, Lily handed this to her tutor. It's the first time she's communicated about anyone outside our family since the accident." He unfolded the paper, revealing childish handwriting in purple crayon. "The pancake lady is nice to me. She doesn't ask questions or try to make me talk. She just smiles and gives me orange juice. Can I keep going there?" Marcus suddenly stepped forward with a complete personality transformation. "Mr. Blackwood, I want to assure you that Lily is always welcome here. I personally instructed Sarah to take special care of your daughter." David's expression turned ice cold. Really? Because my security team conducted a thorough background check on this establishment. They interviewed several of your employees. The stories I heard were quite different. Marcus went pale. Mr. Blackwood, there must be some misunderstanding. No misunderstanding, David cut him off, his voice deadly quiet. You publicly humiliated the only person who's shown genuine kindness to my traumatized daughter. David pulled out his phone and made a brief call. Patricia, I need you to acquire Sunrise Café. Full purchase, all locations. Today. I'll pay 20% above market value for immediate closure. Marcus looked like he might faint. Sir, please let me explain. You're fired, David said simply. Security will escort you out. Two suited men appeared beside Marcus, gently but firmly guiding him toward the exit. The entire cafe watched in stunned silence as the man who had terrorized staff was removed from his own workplace. David turned back to me. Sarah, you showed compassion when it cost you something. That's rare. He handed me a business card. I'm opening a new chain of family-friendly restaurants. Places where children are welcomed, where kindness is policy. I'd like you to manage the flagship location. The cafe door chimed softly, and a small figure in a pink hoodie appeared. Lily looked around nervously before her eyes found mine. For the first time in 3 weeks, she walked directly to me. Sarah, she said quietly, her voice barely above a whisper but clear enough for everyone to hear. I knelt down to her level, tears streaming down my face. Hi, Lily. I missed you yesterday. Daddy says you might not work here anymore because you were nice to me. But do you know what? I'm going to work somewhere even better, and you can come have pancakes with me every single day if you want. Lily smiled. The first real smile I'd ever seen from her. Small and tentative but absolutely genuine. 3 months later, Lily's kitchen opened its doors. The restaurant was everything David had promised. Warm, welcoming, with a special children's menu and a policy that no child would ever be turned away for lack of funds. Lily came every morning before school, no longer silent and fearful but chatting quietly with regular customers and helping me arrange the pastry display. She wore a small apron with Junior Manager embroidered on it. 6 months after opening, I received an unexpected visitor. Marcus stood at our entrance, looking tired and defeated, watching our busy morning rush through the window. Lily tugged at my apron, pointing to a new customer. A young boy, maybe 8 years old, counting coins carefully at a corner table. Without hesitation, she grabbed a plate of pancakes and a glass of orange juice and brought it to him herself. From the junior manager, she said softly, giving him the same gentle smile I'd once given her. As I watched Lily's small act of kindness, I realized something profound. When we face public humiliation for doing what's right, we have 2 choices: retreat into bitterness or double down on compassion. The little girl who once counted coins for pancakes now helps other children do the same. The waitress who nearly lost everything for feeding a hungry child now runs a restaurant where hunger is never ignored. That's the real revenge. Not destroying those who hurt us, but creating something so beautiful from that pain that their cruelty becomes the foundation of our greatest triumph.